Hi, Barbara. How are you?
Hi, James. I'm doing great. And you?
Yeah, well, how's the weather in sunny Miami?
Hot.
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 You look very summer-like today, so I guess you have the air conditioner all cranked up?
Oh, yes.
Well, hey, you know, you've got some good news for us and some bad, but let's talk about the good news first. That was a great elephant. Where was that taken?
That is a great elephant. That was taken in Botswana in a new area, an area that had not been hunted before. It's called CT1, and it is the area that Jeff Rand of Jeff Rand Safaris is hunting now. This was his very first safari of the season, and look what he produced for his client. This elephant weighed 86 by 83 pounds on the tusk weight, and it was killed by Frank Cox, who is from the United States. He was on a 14-day safari, and Jeff tells me that they walked many, many hours. This was killed on day 9 of his 14-day safari, and they passed up many 55 to 60-pound elephant, sticking to their goal of a 70-pounder or bigger. And as you can see, they came through with that goal. Yeah. Botswana continues to produce some very big elephant for hunters this season.
Yeah, well, as you and I both know, that they say roughly that you walk a mile for every inch of that ivory. So 9 days into that hunt and sticking with your plan, you've got to give Mr. Cox a lot of respect, and we certainly congratulate him on that elephant. Those tusks were huge. The girth on that was magnificent. I'm sure that he's very happy with what he's done, and we're very proud of him for being able to do that. Great hunt. And that company that he hunted with, they have an outstanding reputation, by the way, don't they, Barbara?
They do. Jeff has a very good reputation, and he's been operating in Botswana for some time now. He continues to produce well for his clients. And I'm also told that there's going to be some additional opportunities opening up this season for elephant hunts in Botswana. There's going to be a number of permits that have come up for auction, additional permits that have come up for auction. They're supposed to come up in the next couple of days in early June, and hopefully I will find out very quickly who the operators who have gotten those additional permits are. Some of them are going to be in areas that have not been hunted before for elephant. So there are some expanded opportunities in Botswana this season, despite the changes that have taken place recently where some of the units that were open for elephant hunting have closed to elephant hunting. That's along the Okavango Delta, and I'm told that there's a movement there to declare the Okavango Delta a UNESCO heritage site. And that obviously closes the possibility of hunting in those areas. But as I've told you, there are other areas opening up, and according to the Professional Hunting Association there, they tell me that they expect new opportunities to come online. They tell me hunting is not coming to an end in Botswana no matter what you hear from other people. They say it has just changed. Okay. And they are cautiously optimistic about some of those changes and are convinced that hunting for elephant will continue in the Okavango, and we'll see some of those new opportunities coming on in the next couple of years.
Okay, Barbara, you mentioned something about permits coming up. Was that is this something that's going to be in a bidding process?
Yes.
It is. So it will become available for bid for those hunters interested in elephant hunting in that area. Is that correct?
It will come up for bid by operators.
By operators.
The various operators in Botswana will be able to bid on those hunts, and they will receive, the highest bidders will receive the permits, and then they will be selling those hunts. So as soon as I know what operators have those permits, I'll be making that information available on the Hunting Report website at www.huntingreport.com.
Well, we know that you're probably going to take one of those permits, aren't you?
I wish.
Come on, Barbara, you've been hunting all over the world now, I expect you to be taking one of those and looking forward to seeing you standing over one of those big beasts with a rifle in your hand. So I know there's going to be one less permit for the rest of us. Okay, now I understand we do have some bad news.
Well, we have one other item of very good news,
Okay,
and that is a new area in Uganda that has opened up. This is one of those classic areas that one of the original great white hunters, Karamojo Bell, used to hunt. And when I'm talking about the northeastern corner of Uganda, this is a huge area. And when I say huge, I mean huge. It is 10,000 square miles.
Wow.
It encompasses 2 wildlife refuges and 3 community wildlife areas. And there is one company that is hunting here. It's a brand new company. It's a co-op between 2 other companies. It's called WDM Wildlife. And I learned about this from one of my subscribers who came back recently from an exploratory hunt there. And he tells me he saw, get this, Cape buffalo in the 40 to 45 inch range. And he claims he saw numerous bulls that size. In fact, he swears he saw a 50 incher.
Ooh. Well, that's pretty. Yeah,
those are huge Cape buffalo.
Yeah. That's very huge. You don't see many of those in any parts of the world anymore.
Yeah.
Now, tell me a little bit more about WDM Wildlife. I don't know that. What sort of research have you come up with?
Well, it's a co-op between 2 companies. One is called Karamojo Safari, and the other one is called Karamojong Overland Safaris. And they are working together with the Uganda government here. The plan behind this, the way this is working is 75% of the trophy fees go to the local communities there. And then the remaining 25% goes back to the government. So the local communities there are very eager to work with the safari company and help them in their exploratories. And also it has significantly reduced the amount of poaching in that area. I am told that there are species coming back to that area that they thought were locally extinct, and they've seen them come back. This has been a project that they've been working on for a couple of years now, and it is producing for them. The first exploratories took place this April. There's a couple more scheduled, and they're looking to do some more exploratory hunts. This is a huge area. This is not for the first-time Africa hunter. This is for somebody who is willing to put up with very Spartan accommodations and cut roads and explore an area. And they hope to start conducting their first full bag safaris by the end of 2010. If they don't do it by the end of this year, then it'll be early next year. But that's what they're shooting for. And I've got the full story in the June issue of the newsletter, which will be posted to the website very soon. And anyone who's interested should go to the Hunting Report website and read the full story.
Okay. Barbara, now we're still talking about, what, a 28-day hunt minimum here?
It depends. Right now they're doing exploratories, so it varies the amount of time. I would expect to spend some time there if you're going to go on an exploratory.
Yeah, probably the more advanced hunter is going to take the time to do that. I didn't know whether they had any restrictions on length of time. I'm not up on exactly what Uganda has done in that respect, but I'm assuming it's 21 or 28 days minimum. Is that a safe guess?
Perhaps. I'm not sure. I think right now they're just trying to feel their way through what they can do and what's available. And as an exploratory, you've got to expect to spend perhaps at least 20 days there just poking around to find what's there and where it is and so forth. So there's a lot of work being done there. And this is strictly for the kind of client that just wants to be one of the first, wants to poke around, wants to be on that cutting edge of discovering what's there.